Does British Airways Premium Economy offer a significant step up from economy class? Is it worth the extra money? I'll share my honest review of my experience flying British Airways World Traveller Plus from Seattle to London. Before boarding, let's check out the newly renovated British Airways Lounge located in the South Satellite Terminal near Gate S10. We accessed the lounge through my Alaska Airlines MVP Gold status. The lounge is not that huge, but it feels airy because of the high ceilings and floor-to-ceiling windows that offer panoramic runway views. There are a variety of seating options to choose from, and I love that each seat had dedicated power and USB outlets. The highlight here is the newly designed food and beverage area. They offer a variety of hot items, including chicken, cream sauce pasta with spinach, mashed potatoes, rice, and a soup of the day. Man, these brownies looked really yummy. There's also a decent selection of cold options, including salads, ham, sandwiches, and fresh fruit. I'll be honest, the hot food was not particularly tasty, but in terms of variety and presentation, this is easily one of the best lounge food offerings at SeaTac. They even have a dedicated candy section, which is a cute addition. There's a self-service coffee station and a variety of soft drinks available. You can also find high-end tea bags and light snacks. First-class passengers have access to a private dining service as well. The bar offers a good range of cocktails. I thought it was pretty cool that they had a variety of wines and champagnes available. We had a glass of champagne. Naturally, I had to go for a gin and tonic. Alright, it's time to board.
Thank you.
Luckily, the gate was just a short walk from the lounge. Super convenient. By the way, 2025 marks British Airways' 45th anniversary of connecting Seattle to London.
Thank you.
Quite a milestone. We're flying on the 777-300ER, and our seats are 34J and 34K. The last row of the premium economy cabin. I always try to avoid the last row since meal choices can be limited by the time the crew gets to you. But when we booked our seats about 2 months in advance, most of the premium economy cabin was already full. Stay tuned to see if we actually got the meals that we wanted. This 777-300 extended range aircraft has a total of 40 premium economy seats in a dedicated cabin, although there are no restrooms just for premium economy passengers. You share 2 of them with economy class. The seats are arranged in a 2x4x2 configuration with a 38-inch pitch and 18.7-inch width. I'm 5'10", and it felt roomy enough, at least until the passenger in front reclines. The seats are spacious, and the overall condition was neat and clean, even though this plane is about 10 years old. It's clear that the cabin was refreshed in recent years. There's a fixed armrest with a small tray area between the seats. Overall, British Airways World Traveller Plus left a solid first impression through their hard product.
Hi.
As usual, British Airways provides a pillow, blanket, and their branded noise-canceling headset. But it was a little bit tricky to plug in the cord. It was also loose, so it kept disconnecting. Not really good for a long-haul flight. The Amenity Kit includes all the essentials: toothbrush and toothpaste, socks, an eye shade, a pen, and a lip balm. The in-flight entertainment screen is a 12-inch HD pivoting touchscreen. It's a good size for watching movies and shows during the flight. The remote control is easy to use and in decent condition. I don't really use remote control often since I can just use the touchscreen, but it can be handy for playing games, skipping music tracks, or using the keyboard feature. In front of you, there are 2 cup holders built into the seat back between the screens, along with some other convenience features. Simple, but convenient. The power outlets are located between the seats near the floor. I do wish that they had included a USB-C port, but it's still functional. Soon after we settled in, the crew offered us a welcome drink. We went with Prosecco. They also handed out a food and beverage menu for the flight. The menu sounded great on paper: beef, chicken, and vegetarian options. But little did I know, wait for the food review coming up. One thing I love about British Airways is their safety video. It's a clever parody of a British period drama, so whimsical and engaging that you actually want to watch the whole thing.
Oh, George!
This is a lot of fun. I like it.
By the time that we took off at 8:30 p.m., it was already dark outside. Takeoff was smooth and effortless. Our 9-hour flight to London had officially begun. Soon after the seatbelt sign turned off, the crew came around with the hot towels, followed by our drink service. The tray table can hold a 13-inch laptop. Even though we were seated in the last row of the premium economy cabin, the crew reached us relatively quickly. Of course, I got a gin and tonic and a small bottle of white wine to go with the dinner. One thing I've noticed with British Airways is that they always run out of ice. By the time they do the second drink round, there's usually none left. So I've learned to ask for an extra cup of ice right away. Now it's time for dinner. As I feared, they had already run out of our first choice, which was the seared Midwest beef fillet, so we had no other option.
Do you have everything left?
I've just got the pasta and the chicken.
I'll do the chicken, please.
But to go with the buttermilk fried chicken with macaroni and cheese. The portion was generous, but it wasn't nearly as tasty as it looked. Honestly, if it had tasted half as good as it looked, I would have been happy. That was the moment I found myself missing the Lufthansa premium economy meal. The macaroni lacked flavor, and the chicken was soggy. I do wonder if the beef would have been better. And honestly, if this is what premium economy is like, I cannot imagine what meals are like in economy. The salad was actually really good. It was served cold and kept fresh, although the potato salad lacked some flavor. The dessert? It was a little too sweet for my taste, but some people might enjoy it. Overall, we were a little bit disappointed with the meal.
I mean, to be honest, we've had better food before. What do you think?
To be honest, I'm like one of the least critical people when it comes to airplanes. This is terrible. This is really bad.
We don't like it.
It's not good food. I am glad that my intuition was correct and we should fill up in the lounge.
About 90 minutes before landing, they served breakfast, just an egg and cheese bagel wrapped in a foil. I do not want to sound like I'm just complaining, but I also want to be real. It was pretty bad. It's so bad that I couldn't even finish it. The meal on our return flight was better though. The in-flight entertainment is pretty decent. There's a solid selection of the latest Hollywood movies and TV shows, along with a good amount of international content. They offer over 140 movies on board. You can always play games or listen to music. The IFE interface is fairly intuitive and easy to navigate. Wi-Fi is available for $24.99 for the entire flight. We didn't use it this time, but based on the past experiences, it's not really fast enough for streaming services. It was a little bit spotty as well, so I don't really recommend purchasing it. Let's check out the restroom. The restroom was fairly standard, but clean.
The food wasn't very good, but the bathroom's supposed to be good. It's very tiny here.
There isn't much to report here, as there's nothing particular notable. It's fully functional and does its job. However, there are only 2 lavatories available for premium economy, and they're shared with economy passengers. So it can be pretty crowded, especially after meal services. Let's talk about the scores and the out-of-pocket index. For service, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. It was neutral. The crew wasn't rude or inattentive, but they also were not especially friendly or proactive. Just okay. For food and beverage, it gets a 2 out of 5. The drink service was average, but the meals were disappointing. While the portion sizes were fine, the actual taste fell short, way short. The second meal especially didn't meet expectations at all. For hard product, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. The cabin had been well maintained, and the legroom was decent for a long-haul flight. That said, once the person in front of you reclines, it does feel cramped. For in-flight entertainment, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. The 12-inch HD screen was solid, and the remote control worked well. While the selection wasn't the largest, they had a good mix of recent blockbuster movies, international content, games, and music. Would I personally pay for British Airways Premium Economy again? Honestly, I am not sure. I'm giving the out-of-pocket index a 3 out of 5. I would suggest trying it out if you're using your points. Because on long-haul flights, the hard product really matters. You're stuck in your seat for nearly 10 hours. I'll be fair, the British Airways Premium Economy seats are comfortable. If you care more about the seat and the hard product, it might still be worth it. But if you value great service and meals, you will probably be disappointed. The food and service don't justify the cost, at least for me. What about you? Would you pay for British Airways Premium Economy? Leave a comment and let us know what really matters most to you when choosing a flight. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button. Your engagement does help a lot for the channel to grow, so I can continue to provide you great content. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye bye.